Okay, 6th grade, lesson 14. This is on the number line and negative numbers.
Yay!
Okay, so let's talk about something. Let's draw a number line up here. Okay, put a 0 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
2, 3, 4. Okay, as you can see, positive numbers are to the right of 0. Negative numbers are to the left of 0. Very good. 0 is considered neither positive nor negative, just so you know. Okay? Now, negative numbers, for example, negative 4, is used in many different ways. Okay? If we were talking about the temperature of something, if I said something was negative 4, it would be really cold. Okay, negative 4 Fahrenheit, it would be extremely cold, okay? But you may also hear something like, especially as you get older and you deal with stock, is what it's called. So, for example, like if I thought, ooh, Nike, it's a new thing that's come up, and I think Nike's going to be a really good store. I could have said, I'm going to put some money into that stock. And then over the years, it may rise or decline, okay, based on how good Nike does, okay? And if I bought stock in them and it started rising, it would be good. It would give me money. But if it would decline, it would cause my money to go under. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's something called stock. And so a lot of times if you're watching TV and you see numbers scrolling at the bottom, it'll say negative 1.5 and it'll say Nike. Positive 2.3, Target, whatever. There's tons of different stock. I'm just picking 2. Okay? That means that it went down 1.5 and this went up 2.3. So that's another way you might see negative numbers. Okay? So one way is when you're dealing with the weather, how hot or cold something is, the temperature. Another is for stock markets. And another that you may see negative numbers is when you're talking about, have you ever heard of sea level?
Altitude?
Yeah, kind of like that. They'll say that something is sea level, which means that it is at 0. Okay, so most of the time when you're dealing with math, you're going to have numbers going to the left and right. But in the world, it's up and down, a scale that's up and down. So if this is 0, then this would be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and so forth. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Positive 1, positive 2, positive 3. Okay? And so this would be sea level, 0.
Yeah.
Okay? So if I say that it's negative 4 below sea level, you would know that it went under. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So as you can see, the numbers, as they move down, even though the numbers get bigger, it actually is less. Do you get that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So let's look at a few things. All right? I'm going to leave that up here. And if I were to ask you to arrange these numbers, 0, 1, and negative 2, arrange those from least to greatest. What would you tell me?
0, 1, and 2.
Yep, those ones. This is a
and
negative 2.
-2.
Okay.
It'd be negative 2, 0, 1.
Negative 2, then 0, then 1. You're exactly right, because here's negative 2, here's 0, and here's 1. So from least to greatest. Excuse me, that's exactly right. Okay? Now, let's look at this. I want you to compare negative 3 and negative 4.
Okay.
Okay? The more you go this way, the less it is. The more you go this way, the greater it is. Okay? Same with this
negative 3 would be the greater, though.
Negative 3 would be bigger or greater than negative 4, even though that's weird because you're used to seeing a 4 and going, oh, that's greater. But when you're working with negative numbers, it's opposite. The larger number is smaller. Isn't that weird? The negative number that's larger is smaller. Okay? Because look at this chart. The more you go down, the less it gets. The more you go up, the greater it gets. Right?
Yep.
So up and right are the same, meaning they're greater, and down and left are the same because they get less and less the more you go that way. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, now, listen to what I say here. They want me to subtract 5 from 2. Subtract means take away.
3.
So, stay with me. Subtract, take away 5 from 2. So, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take off my circles right here. Okay? Here's 2, right? And they're wanting me to subtract. Does that mean greater or less?
That means
Less.
less.
So I'm going to subtract 5. Take away 5 from 2. 1,
What?
2, 3, 4, 5. So what this would look like is subtract 5 from 2, 2 minus 5. Now, that doesn't make sense to our brain because we're always taught to put the big number on top. Right? But what they're wanting us to do is to take away 5. So, if I had 2, subtract 5 from 2.
Yeah.
Well, I have 2, and they want me to take away how many?
5.
5. So I'm going to take away 1, take away 2, take away 3, take away 4, take away 5. What do I have left? 3. Negative 3. I went under 3. See what I'm saying? So let's say I had $2, and they want me to take away $5 from this. Okay, these are my dollars. $1, $2. They want me to take away $5. $1 gone, $2 gone, and I still need $3, $4, and $5 to take away from, but I didn't have $3 to take away from, so it made me negative 3 in the whole.
Uh-huh.
Got it? You understand that, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so this doesn't look right, 2 minus 5, but we're actually doing right. Take away 5 from 2. So we got negative 3, right? That was our answer. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Okay? Now, what is 5 take away 2?
5.
3.
Yeah.
What do you notice?
They're the same kind
They're
of.
the same number, but when the big number's written on top and you take away something, it's positive. But when you have the smaller number on top, it's still the same number, but then it becomes negative. Okay? Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That'll come in handy as the numbers get bigger, and I'll explain all that later at another time. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, do this for me on your paper. Arrange these 4 numbers from greatest to least. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not from least to greatest, but greatest to least. It helps to look at this chart.
Okay.
Greatest to least.
1, 0, minus 1.
Negative 1.
Yeah. Negative 2.
Yes, you're exactly right. So our greatest number in here is the positive 1. There it is right there. Okay? Positive 1. Then our next one is going to be what?
0.
0. See how we're going from greatest to less? Okay? Now what?
Then negative 1.
Negative 1 is first, so greatest, then the next greatest, then the next greatest. And then negative 2 is the least, because we went from greatest to least. But if we were going from least to greatest, I would have said negative 2, negative 1, 0, and then 1. See that?
Yeah.
So it's really handy, especially until your brain wraps around it and gets it. It's best to look at a chart. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, last problem. All right, listen to this. What number is 7 less than 3? That's the question. So read that with me. Read that for me. What number
is
7 less than 3? Okay? This would be like something like this.
7 less.
Right now, if you let me see if you can figure it out first.
Oh, okay. Wait.
So this would be like
3 subtracted by 7 and then be negative.
yes. So even though this says 7 less than 3, you would think, just if you looked at it quickly, to write it like that. But that's incorrect. You're doing 7 less than 3. So I write 3, and then I want 7 less than that.
I know.
Just what is it?
Negative 4.
Negative 4. Okay? Even though we have the smaller number on top, okay? 7 less than 3 means I have a 3, and I want 7 less than that. So I take away 7. Okay? And that's why looking at that chart is good to do. So let's draw it up here real quick. I shouldn't have erased it. Okay? Okay? So if I have a positive 3 and I want to take away or go less than 7 more, so I'm going to go back because this way is less than, right? This way is greater. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what do I have there? A negative 4. Okay? Do you feel like you understand?
Yep.
The answer is negative 4. That is lesson 14.